Hey guys, Ryan here. This time I wanted to take a look at a riff from I Built the Sky off his new album called The Sky Is Not the Limit. The song is Radiatus featuring Stephen Taranto, and this riff is the outro riff. There's like a bridge section and then plays it all the way through to the end. So for this one, I use the audio. As always, I learn mostly everything by ear. And then if there's a video that helps, that's always extremely helpful as well. So he does put up a playthrough video of this, which I'll link to in the description. The unfortunate part about that is when he's playing this riff, the camera angle is behind him. So all you really see is like the silhouette of him playing it and the back of the fretboard. So not very helpful, but at the same time you still get to see the positioning of his hands. So for those reasons, I think that I've got this one pretty accurate. So in the video, this starts around 225, and this is the riff. Okay. And then everything else comes in and it finishes the song basically with that riff. So first off, we're in drop C, which is C, G, C, F, A, D, and I'll be referring to the string names just as they were in standard. So, E through E, for example. And yeah, so first thing to think about when trying to play some of his stuff or a riff like this is that this style of playing and writing is very much like Haunted Shores, Mark Holcomb from Periphery. A lot of it involves finding a chord shape and then just picking through the shape. So for that reason, you have to curl your fingers a lot and make sure that you're able to ring out open strings, because there will be a lot of open strings involved. And if you play very lazily, like I do sometimes you're not able to hear all the notes if you were to pick them out individually. So be sure to keep your fingers, not completely pointy, but very heightened on the fretboard, so that you're not being lazy and letting them lie over other strings. So we start right away with this chord. This is the open C, followed by my middle finger on the 12 of the A, pinky on 14 of the D, and ring on 13 of the G. My index is over here on 10 of the B. So I have... And then I'm not sure if he's ringing out this open E string, but it certainly is makes sense within the context of the chord. So you could. So we start off with... That's really the beginning of the riff. It's that rhythmic sort of chugging and playing with the chord. And then we slide up to this with my index finger. I'm sliding up to the 11th fret on the low C, barring, so I'm playing the A of the 11th as well. And then my pinky's playing 14 of the D. And I slide that 14 down to 9 on the D string. And my index comes over and plays 6 on the G. And again, ringing them out, right? So I wouldn't play. I'm trying to ring both of these notes. Then this pinky is going to turn into a middle finger on 7th fret of the D string. And then this pinky lifts up and plays the 9th fret of the B. And then open E. So we get this. So those are the 4 notes that you should be hearing by the time you finish this part. And so I have... So after I ring those notes out, I come over, I slide down my index finger to the 4th fret of the low string. So... And then I'm barring here, just playing the low C, but I am barring because the next note I'm going to play is the D string, 4th fret, underneath the index finger bar. and hammer on with my pinky to the 7th of the D. And then ascend through to the B and the E, the high open strings. And I'm ringing all three of those last ones, the 7 of the D, and then the B and the E. Whatever. And then again I slide down with my index to the 2nd fret. And my pinky's going to make this stretch all the way to 6 of the D and slide to 7. My index comes over for 4 on the G. My pinky lifts up to 7 on the B, and then open E. So all together. And then I take this 7th note and I slide it down to 2. And play an open note again. So this last part all together is. But again, ringing them out as much as you can the whole time. So the riff so far is. Sorry. And the next part is this low chugging and 4th fret on the A. The little bend. Then we play this fill, which is. And that is with my index and middle. I'm on 9 of the B, and I'm playing 9 hammer to 10. And then I'm also barring the G as well. So in my right hand, I'm playing the B, hammer on, then playing the G. And then my ring and my pinky are going to come in here. Ring comes down to 11 on the D, and pinky 11 on the G. And then open E again. So I'm playing all of those notes and rigging as many of them as I can. And then back to this same repeated chugging part. But the end is different, so you have. I'm up on 7 on the A. And 2nd fret on the low C. So that's part 1. This riff will repeat, but there will only be 2 differences in the second part. So the first part all together. We start again, and this is part 2. Begins the same way all the way up until this 2nd fret low string slide. So starting the exact same way. And then instead of sliding down here, I'm playing this riff again. Instead of sliding down to the 2, we slide up to 12 and then 14, and we play the B and the E at the same time. And then a little slide out. Then we're back to, which is the same. And then instead of playing this, we play a different fill, which is, and that's 10 on the B to 14 on the B, and then open high E. And then I slide down on the B string still, 5 to 7, and then play this 5 on the high E. And then back to. And that's the whole thing. So the only 2 differences are this first part, and then. And that's really it. So 2 parts of the riff, only 2 small differences. I'll play the whole thing up to speed, see how it comes out. Forgot. So that's that. And then it goes into Steven's solo, which is insane. And it finishes the song like that. So yeah, that's all I have for you. Let me know if this was helpful or if I got anything wrong. It's very possible. And check out the video as well. Again, link in the description. There's not a lot of clues we get. Like I said, the only thing we're getting from the video is the back side of the fretboard where you can see the hand movement. And that kind of clues us into where he is and how he's playing what he's playing. And then towards the end, when the guest solo kicks in and when the drums and everything kick in, you can kind of, like they show, for example, this first chord. You can see that, you can see that hand positioning pretty clearly. So you do get glimpses of the fretboard during the riff. And so I think it's pretty accurate. But let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. And please request another riff, song, solo, anything. I really enjoy making these, so if there's something you want to hear or something you'd like to see broken down, let me know, and I'll get right to it. So thanks.